Good afternoon. This is Rich Nass with Open Systems Media, and I'm here for the second installment of our weekly interview with Ray Zinn, the former founder of Micrel. Afternoon, Ray. How are you?
Good. Thank you for inviting me again, Rich.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, as you know, Ray is the author of a very well-known book called Tough Things First, in which he explains to people things they need to know to be a successful entrepreneur in life. But it isn't just a business book. I actually read the first few chapters, and I found that it makes me more excited about what I want to do, and I assume that's where you're trying to go with this. Is that right, Ray?
Well, again, the book is for to help people become better at what they do.
Okay. Now, there were a few things in that first chapter that I think I want to hear a little more about. One of the things I pulled out was that you have to love to do the stuff that you really don't want to do, that in fact you don't like to do. Why is that important? And if I'm the CEO of my company, why can't I get somebody else to do that?
Good question, Rich. Well, loving the things you hate is the developing of that discipline. Discipline, as I define it, is doing what you don't like doing and doing it well. So there's going to be many tasks that we have as CEOs or leaders of companies that we just detest doing. And you can't get around them. You can't pass them off to somebody else and say, well, here, you handle this. You can't, because there are so many tasks that we have that we don't like doing that if we don't learn to love the things we hate, we're not going to be successful.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, now you also referenced that it's important, obviously, to surround yourself with smart people, but you're extremely cautious. Now, these are my words. You're extremely cautious about using the opinions of those really smart people. Is that what you really meant to say?
Well, what I mean by that is that, smart people are intelligent, meaning they have the book learning, but how wise are they? So wisdom is the proper application of knowledge. And so not everyone who is smart is wise. So if you're going to use their opinion, you have to make sure they're wise, or they have that wisdom as they apply that smartness.
Okay, that's interesting. And now along those same lines, you mentioned that it's important to have a laser-like focus. What does that mean exactly? Well,
if we're tired our total lives, we're distracted by everything. You can't even walk out the door without being distracted with something, whether it be the weather, whether it be somebody yelling at you, or your cell phone ringing. You're going to get distractions. And so to be able to compartmentalize and focus on the task at hand without being distracted is the real clue to having a laser-like focus.
But is that something you really need to tell somebody? Isn't that obvious? I mean, do you come across other people in business that don't have that focus?
Absolutely, and that's there's a friend of mine who wrote a book called Essentialism, and that's basically what he wrote in his book. His name is Greg McEwen, and it was a New York Times bestseller. He talks about not getting distracted, to focus on what's essential. And that's that laser-like focus, and that's a talent in and of itself. By the way, he references me in his book as being the quintessential disciplinarian or disciplined person, because having that ability to stay on task is so important to be effective.
Okay. Now, there's a very important point that I'd definitely like to bring out here, where you talk about how to fund a company. You went out of your way to say, don't go the VC route. And the majority of the startups that we see today go that route. I mean, it's sort of obvious why, but it's not so easy to be able to come up with enough money on your own. How important is that really?
Well, again, I believe in growing slow, not fast. To be a venture capital company, they have a horizon of 5 to 7 years. That's the length of their runway, and so if your business plan or the objective of your company really you can't assure yourself with a high degree of confidence that you can hit that 5 to 7 year window. You're going to have nothing but a fight on your hands from day one with VC guys. So with bank debt, of course, or with other funding that are not VC related, you have control. And by the way, you want control over your business. If you don't have control over your business, then you are not likely to succeed.
That's all well and good, but is there a plan B if I can't if I don't have a bank account?
Well, sure. I mean, your plan B is that you wait until you can fund it. I mean, you either have to hold off until you have the resources, or you just have to come up with a strategy and plan that fits the pocketbook that you have. Not everybody should go into business when they want to. So timing is important here also, Rich, that you have to have the resources to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be pushed into a venture capital route.
Okay, fair enough. I think we're out of time for this week's segment, and I look forward to segment number 3, where we get into the next chapter of the book. This was Rich Nass with Open Systems Media, and obviously that was Ray Zinn, the former CEO and founder of Micrel. Have a great day, Ray.
Well, thank you so much, Rich. You the same.
Thank you.